Welcome. Just getting going live. Let's see if we're up and running. How's everyone doing today? It is February 9th, 2024. So that's awesome. Yeah, it looks like we're live on the Twitter and on, let's see, live on Rumble. Haven't figured out how to do alerts yet, but we'll get there. Huh. All right. But it is a new year. Happy New Year, everyone. Refresh. Something else I'm supposed to do? Something else I'm supposed to do? No live chat yet. Well, let's see. LFG. Okay. Hey, what's up, Lucid? I guess I'm on YouTube, so that's good because I saw your thing. For whatever reason, I'm not able to confirm that I'm actually live. But if you're seeing me, I guess I am. There we go. So anyway, just made some coffee. Today, I don't think we'll have music per se, but this is a positive thing. Everything that I'm doing today, this entire live stream is using equipment that I will be taking with me to Argentina next week. So I've upped it to a portable thing, portable studio. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll just go. I guess we'll just do it. We'll just do it live, as someone used to say. So, and perhaps the stats are off on this. Just because it doesn't look, just because I can't see anything doesn't mean that it's, just because I can't see, just because I can't get it streaming on my end doesn't mean that that it's not out there. Yeah, so very, very odd. Anyway, let's do it. Well, I'll kick it off with this, and we'll get right into. Thank you for the feedback, Lucid. I appreciate that. I'll hit the little intro, and we will kick it off with the monologue. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Chinese New Year to all of you out there celebrating. Or as I'd like to call it, New Year, same me, but this time with a twist of luck. Yes, it's that time of the year when the Chinese community around the world gets together to bid farewell to the old and welcome the new. Let's face it, folks. Hang on. I'm going to start again because I'm going to start again because I'm going to cut this out of the replay. All right. So let's do it again. Hey, good afternoon, folks. Happy Chinese New Year to all you out there celebrating, or as I like to call it, New Year, same me, but this time with a little twist of luck. Yes, it's that time of the year when the Chinese community around the world gets together to bid farewell to the old and welcome the new. And let's face it, folks, after the year we've had, we could all use a fresh start. Am I right? Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the traditions of Chinese New Year, let me break it down for you. It's like Marie Kondo turned up a notch. It's all about decluttering your life, out with the old, in with the new. So today, let's take a moment to reflect on what we need to kick to the curb and what we want to invite into our lives with open arms. First on the chopping block, let's bid adieu to all that BS crashing our party for the last couple of years. I mean, seriously, COVID, you've overstayed your welcome. It's time you see the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. And it's not just about kicking viruses to the curb. It's about letting go of toxic relationships, negative energy, self-doubt. It's about hitting the reset button and embracing a mindset of growth, resilience, and optimism. Let's face it, folks, life's too short to hang on to baggage that weighs us down. It's time to Marie Kondo our way out to a better life. And now, let's talk about what we want to invite into our lives. Love, laughter, success, prosperity, all the good stuff. Let's manifest our dreams, set our intentions, and chase after our goals like a high school football team at a Golden Corral. Because this is our year, folks. Year of the dragon, or just fill it in with the year of your spirit animal. Whatever, who cares? But let's make it roar. And as you celebrate Chinese New Year, remember to let go of what no longer serves you and welcome to the new with open arms. And who knows, maybe this year we'll all finally get that happy ending we've been waiting for. Cheers to that, folks. And remember, as the proverb goes, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying a small stone. So let's start moving those mountains, one stone at a time. Happy New Year. My name is Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Hey, all right. February 9th, 2024. Thanks for joining, everyone. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Doug. Indeed. Yeah, let's get to, oh no, here we go. That's right. I'm doing it on a different computer now. So we'll clear that. And speaking of Year of the Dragon, brand new year. And you know what? It ends up being perfect for me because this is going to be a totally new year for me. I'll tell you two things. Talk about out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old. I took my car. I got this great old diesel Jetta. I was going to drive it till all the autonomous cars finally came around and they got all that sorted out. But no, had a check engine light, took it to my garage, and we're talking $4,500 to get it fixed. Apparently the turbo booster was clogged or something. I don't know. It's not really my thing, but that's too much. Out with the old. In fact, I offered the guys at the shop. I'm like, hey, give me $200. You can have the car. I don't want to deal with it. They turned me down. Then that kind of lets me know it's not worth the repair. So as of today, right? Out with the old. Who needs a car? Maybe I'll be carless, Tom, right? Maybe. Oh, yeah. And then in with the new, just, this is exciting. Yesterday, I got the news from Rumble that they want me to be live streaming again. For a month, 2 hours, 5 days a week. Yeah. And they're going to pay me, not minimum wage, but it's something, I'll get a little something. The little trick they got me on last time is, the offer. I was like, well, that's okay. Turned out it was Canadian dollars. I don't know if you know, but Canadian dollars not worth as much. But whatever, it is what it is. I had a fun time streaming that much before, and I'm going to have a great time doing it again. It's actually starting next Wednesday. I'll be streaming 2 hours a day. And I'm going to be streaming live from Buenos Aires. Yeah. So talk about it, a new year, out with the old, in with the new. But we got lots of stories to get to today. This first one is, it's a Friday, so it's a fact check Friday. Indeed. And this is a courtesy of Newsweek. Now, what the heck is that? Okay, there we go. So I'm still working on all the graphics. I'm still working on the screen share. Can't really do that quite yet today. Still haven't figured out the audio thing, but we'll get there. But the fact check, this is from Newsweek, and I'll leave a link in the comments. Fact check, is Tucker Carlson on Ukraine's kill list over Putin interview? Because you heard about that, right? Well, here's the story. And Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin says that former Fox host could face some issues or some sanctions over his conversation with the Russian president. But there was some stuff that was speculated about that we're going to be checking out. Okay, so the post included a video which, so there was a post on X or Twitter, right? X. We'll keep calling it X. Alex Jones posted, it's viewed 700,000 times. It said, breaking, Tucker Carlson added to Ukraine kill list after interviewing Putin. Well, often, one of the tells that I tell you, when you hear the term after, something happened after something else, well, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily the cause of it, right? So here's what they say. The Miro Vatres kill list, believed to be the product of the Ukrainian Center for Countering Disinformation, appears to have added Carlson on Tuesday, shortly after he confirmed securing an interview with Putin. The Ukrainian kill list was reportedly created by President Volodymyr Zelensky himself with the backing of the American CIA and NATO. Jones referred to this claim during the video as serious business. Well, it's not quite accurate. And I'll tell you what Newsweek says about that, and then I'll correct Newsweek. Okay. Newsweek says the Mirotvorets list was launched in December 2014 by Ukrainians to detail who they believe are enemies of Ukraine that have signs of crimes against the national security of Ukraine. Okay, so it's not a kill list. Oh, no. It's just a list of enemies of Ukraine. And it's not officially from the Ukrainian government. Oh, no. This list of enemies is put up by an NGO, a non-governmental organization. And there's absolutely no ties between this NGO that's putting up this kill list. This enemies of Ukraine list and the Ukrainian government. That's what they want you to believe. Now, do I have evidence? Have I been able to find evidence that links this NGO taking orders from the Ukrainian government? No, I don't. But that is the purpose of NGOs, right? That's how it all works. You get an NGO that's technically not the government, right? But it's funded by the government, right? This happens here. This happens, you look at the border crisis. You have all these NGOs down in the Darien Gap helping people, hurting people across the Darien Gap, getting them from South America to Central America, helping them get all the way to the border. Those are all NGOs. They're not technically the government. It's a separate thing. And that's the genius idea of the NGO. It's all plausible deniability. Hey, it's a separate entity. We're not necessarily linked to it. That's what they want you to believe. And if they've done their job right, there's no evidence that they're actually colluding. Okay, so technically, yeah, this list is run by an NGO, not the Ukrainian government. And it actually turns out that Carlson's been on it for a while. He wasn't just added the other day. He's been on it for a while. So it's not because he interviewed Putin, but this lists people that are enemies of Ukraine. And, like someone else that was on this list, Gonzalo Lira, Chilean and American, living in Ukraine, that was critical of the Ukraine government. He was put on the list as an enemy of Ukraine. He was arrested by the SBU, charged with propaganda or, whatever. And he's dead now. He died in a Ukrainian prison. He was on that list. There's a number of people that speak out against the Ukraine war that are put on the list. Tucker Carlson is on that list, but as the fact check goes, no. They say that it's not a kill list. It's just an enemies of Ukraine list. So I don't know. I guess Newsweek is running cover for the NGO, and they're, but whatever. But I just wanted to put that in context for you as the kill list. So if you hear it called a kill list, well, some people call it a kill list. Some people call it an enemies of Ukraine list. But I got a question. If someone's on an enemies of Ukraine list and you're a Ukrainian patriot, a Ukrainian national, wouldn't you want to take out anyone that's on the enemies list? But I'll leave that up for you to decide. Anyway, we got a number of stories to get to today. And let's see, where? So, yeah. Next, let's talk about what's going on with Biden. Okay. Woo! Now, those are not my words on the Chiron. Elderly man with poor memory. Those aren't my words. No. But let me tell you whose words they are. President Biden held a news conference to dispel concerns about his mental acuity following a special counsel report referring to him as a, quote, elderly man with a poor memory. Yeah. However, during the conference, he mistakenly referred to the president of Egypt as the president of Mexico, because they all look alike, I guess, right? Renewing focus on his age and cognitive abilities, the incident underscores the ongoing political conversation about Biden's age and whether he's fit for re-election. While the Biden campaign aims to contrast him with Trump, portraying the latter as a threat to democracy, concerns about Biden's age persist within the Democratic Party. Special counsel's report, which highlighted Biden's memory limitations, has reignited discussions about his ability to lead effectively. Now, despite efforts to downplay these concerns, the incident adds to existing doubts about Biden's age and fitness for office. So, yikes, that's not good news. That's not good news. To me, my take on it, it does appear that the permanent state, whatever you want to call it, the deep state, the people behind the scenes, the people really running the show, whatever you want to call them, I think they're done. They're done with Biden, and this is an example. If this is coming out in the report that he's an elderly man with poor memory, that's not what you do when you're running cover for someone, Now, just to remind you, I made the proclamation about a year ago, maybe 10 months ago, that Biden would not be the presidential candidate. In fact, I said it would be Gavin Newsom. And not only did I say that, I said that he would win. I'm still standing by that. And just because that's my prediction, that doesn't mean that's what I want to happen. Okay, to be clear, it doesn't mean that I want that to happen. But that is still my prediction. And until some other things change, until I see some other things change, that's what I'm sticking with for now. But yeah, elderly man with poor memory. Yikes. Not a good look. Not a good look. Well, in fact, there was another story. Biden the other day said that Trump is an existential threat to our country. And, you know, we hear this term existential threat all the time. You hear this, oh, it's an existential threat. Do you know what that actually means? I actually looked it up because I wanted to double check. Because I was like, wait a minute, I think it means, does this mean what I think it means? Well, what it means is it is a threat to the existence of our country. That's what it means. An existential threat is a threat to your existence. So when Biden makes the claim that Trump is an existential threat, he's saying that Trump is a threat to all of our lives. Yeah. That's quite a claim. Seems like that's the kind of claim an elderly man with a poor memory would make. But hey, that's just my take on it. That's just my take on it. Yeah, but I want to talk about a new strategy for your enemies. New strategy for your enemies. Oh, yeah. So climate scientist Michael Mann has won over $1 million in a defamation lawsuit against a former scholar and media personality who criticized his work. Now, the lawsuit, ongoing for over a decade, stemmed from blog posts, just blog posts, mocking Mann's climate research, comparing him to a convicted child molester. Now, the jury awarded Mann punitive damages and a symbolic $1 in compensatory damages. Mann has also sued the National Review and Competitive Enterprise Institute, but their dismissal was upheld in 2021. Now, despite defamation's high legal threshold in the U.S., Mann's victory adds to a trend of successful defamation cases, including E. Jean Carroll's verdict against Trump and Fox Corporation's settlement with Dominion Voting Systems. Mann sees the verdict as a message against baseless attacks on scientists and a win for truth and scientific integrity. So, scientific integrity. But it sounds to me, now, I want to make it clear, I did not read into this particular suit. I just read the article. So I don't know the specifics of it. I'm talking about just in general, this whole thing about now we can sue as a way to control what people say. So, these were blog posts. Blog posts. $1 million in punitive damages. What somebody put on a blog. Yeah. Yikes. Well, that is a way to get somebody to shut up and to make sure, oh, this guy is questioning your climate science, and maybe the rhetoric is over the top or whatever, but don't you dare question climate science because, look, you could get sued for $1 million. Do you think that has a chilling effect on criticism? Again, I don't know the specifics about this case, but it's kind of scary. $1 million to get you to shut up. But not only does it get you to shut up, it discourages anyone else from questioning your climate science. You see how this works? Yeah. There we go. That's it. Just question it. Well, this is kind of some good news. We'll have to see how it ends up working. But I want to talk about some changes to Arizona's election laws. Yeah. Well, Arizona lawmakers, in a rare display of bipartisanship, approved crucial legislation to avert political election turmoil ahead of the 2024 presidential race. The bill responds to concerns raised by state election officials regarding the risk of prolonged ballot counting. I mean, who wants to take time to count ballots, right? Particularly under Arizona's new automatic recount rules. By moving the primary election date to July 30th and implementing various measures to expedite ballot processing, including enshrining signature verification policies into law, the legislation aims to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. Now, Governor Katie Hobbs, Democrat, lauded the bill as necessary compromise to uphold the sanctity of elections in the state. Now, despite Arizona's tumultuous political landscape, characterized by persistent election controversies and conspiracy theories, the overwhelming support for this legislation underscores a shared commitment to ensuring fair and efficient elections. Well, that is good. Now, when you hear something is bipartisan, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's for it, right? What it means is that the establishment left and the establishment right are in favor of this. I guess it's a step in the right direction. I think signature verification is important, right? Of course, we could just, I don't know, have an ID check. Whoa! I don't know, use a paper ballot. Like I've said, Argentina's election, they were able to count 24 million votes or something in a day, the same day. There's more people in Argentina than there are in Arizona. I don't think the people there are so inadequate that they wouldn't be able to count paper ballots. But hey, what do I know? So signature verification, good. There's a lot that I would reform with the election process. I don't know any state currently that I think is doing it correct in all ways possible. And you would think that this would be the most important thing that politicians that are running for president or Senate, that they would really be hitting this issue hard. If you didn't think the last election was rigged, right? If you thought the last one was rigged and nothing has changed in the process, what makes you think that the next one won't be rigged? Now, to be clear, obviously, I got to state that there's no evidence that there was enough shenanigans to change the outcome, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean. So I'm not making any of those claims. But we've got to have some updates on how we do elections. It's not that hard. If all the third world countries can figure it out, like I say, in Sweden in the 80s, piece of paper, you go in, you put the X on the box, you sign, that's it. They're able to just count all the votes the same day, announce the winner. It's not a big deal. We don't need to be spending millions of dollars for these voting machines that cannot be audited. Guess what you can audit? A paper ballot. You count them all. Oh, we're not sure about the count. Okay, let's count them all again. Right? If you can't audit one of these machines, how can you believe it? Unless you're a sucker. Unless your guy won, then it's like, oh yeah, no, it worked this time. Yeah. So anyway, but let's get this. Let's get to some good news. I have got the good news of the day. Oh yeah. So Guinness World Records initially rejected Frenchman Richard Plode's 23.6-foot matchstick Eiffel Tower for using the wrong matches. Plode spent 4,200 hours and over 8 years constructing his model from over 706,000 matches and glue. Now, initially using commercial matches, he later opted for the wooden sticks only, leading to his original disqualification. However, Guinness later reversed its decision, acknowledging his achievement as a record height. Mark McKinley, director of Central Record Services at Guinness World Records, admitted they were too strict on match criteria and praised his accomplishment as, quote, officially amazing. That's amazing. 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 And I am live on X, so I'm trying to see if I can. I just want to see if I can post a live chat on X just to see. LFG. Okay, let's see if it came through. Nope, apparently not. Okay. Oh, we're just checking to see how that goes. All right. Yeah, anywho. So, yeah, originally how this worked with this matchstick world record was you were supposed to use only commercially available matchsticks. And then what you would have to do in this matchstick building world is then you would scrape off, right, the end of the match that had the sulfur or whatever, the material that you would strike to start the match or burn the match, whatever the term is. See if I can get this in the shot somewhere. Oh, a little stand. I can put this right there. Can be burning the Eiffel Tower. No. Anyway, and so rather than buying these commercial matches and then scraping them off, to then assemble his thing, he just decided to go to one of the matchstick companies and said, "Hey, can I order a bunch of matches without the match on it? I just want the wood. Can you do that?" And they're like, "Yeah, we can do that. We can do an order for that." So that's why he was disqualified, because in the rules they said you had to use something that was commercially available. He didn't do that. But that brings up a great idea. Why a match company should sell the matchsticks without the head on it? They should just sell them, for hobbyists or whatever. Maybe just buy it online. I'm not saying that there would be a huge demand for this, but any match company, they could totally corner the market by making matches that don't light, right? For people that are hobbyists that want to build things like that. So there's an idea for that. Phosphorus is at the end. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what matches are made out of. So there we go. Anyway, but I think that's good news. He worked all these years, and then they said, you didn't follow all the rules, so we're not going to give you the record. But after some pressure, they realized that what he did was okay. They gave him the record anyway. Now, who cares about these records? I don't care. I've never been someone that's into records. But I do like, and I'm kind of and I like the idea that they had rules and they looked at the rules and they reevaluated it and then they updated it based on, logic and the spirit of the whole thing. And I think we need a little bit more of that, So anyway, that's the good news of the day. Stick around after. I actually don't have I only have the little intro bumper because I'm doing this all on portable equipment now. So I don't have the little goodbye thing, but stick around for the after show. I'll go through all your comments and tell you about what I'm going to be doing and when I'm next. Now, I got a lot going on today, but I may try to do an midnight Americano tonight. That's my goal. I will try. We'll have to see, because I got a lot to do today. Plus, I got to ride my bike out and pick up my car and all that. Anyway, stick around for the after show. I'll see you then. If not, I'll be back on Monday. Peace. Okay, hey, so got a number of people here in the chat. Thanks for joining me today. Lucid said it's working better than your regular hardware. Yeah, this does seem to be working a little bit better. And I'll figure out the audio thing. Coffee and beer, Ox. Yeah, it's a Friday, so if and it is noon, right? So if you got a beer, that's great too. Doug says he watched the entire Putin interview. I watched Tucker's interview with Putin as well yesterday. There's probably a lot of people talking about it. I think I might need to watch it again. I was struck with how obsessed, I guess, or the concentration that Putin had on history. And I've said this before, and it's something to think about. We all know this intuitively. Okay, we all know this intuitively. Oh, hang on, let me just clear that. I'll just there we go. We all know intuitively that what you concentrate on, if you got a friend and they keep bringing up stuff, they keep bringing up the same topic over and over again, it's probably really, really important to them, right? And if they keep bringing it up, and every time you see them, they keep talking about the same topic, that's because it's very important to them. Now, I know that this, yeah, of course, but I don't think we really get that, or at least I don't often. But yeah, we keep repeating things if they're very, very important to us. And so in this case, the start of the Putin interview, he went through and just talked about all the history of Russia and what led to the situation that we're in today. He was very concerned with that. He talked at length about it. He was, and that tells me that is what is important to Putin. That's the most important thing. So overall, I thought it was great. It's nice to see a world leader that can sit down for a couple of hours, long form, seem well informed, communicate precisely. Kind of impressive. I know that our current president could not do that. There's zero chance that he could sit down with someone for 2 hours and put together a coherent argument. I don't know. I don't know if it says more about Putin or if it says more about Biden. I'm not sure. But yeah. Anyway, Lucid says, I like coffee after dark. Yeah, midnight Americano. The goal is, and that's why I've been working on trying to get all the streaming working with my laptop. The goal is that I will be streaming nearly every day from Argentina, because I'm going to be down there for 4 weeks. So, and one of the things that was exciting in the email that I got from Rumble is they said, this time we want, we're all about growth. We want you to really take off. And so they're going to feature me on their front page. So that's pretty awesome. So I think we're at like 300 subscribers or something now. Who knows, with a little promotion, and if I do a good job, right? That's part of it. You got to be you got to be compelling. You got to be something people want to watch. But if that's the case, who knows? Maybe we can get it up to 1,000 or something, and we can really have a community watching the show. on Rumble. So that would be awesome. Now, I do think that they wanted exclusively, or at least live exclusively on Rumble. So I may only be streaming live to Rumble. And then what I will do is then I will upload the show afterwards to YouTube. So I got to double check on that. Those are the rules. You know me and rules. I like to bend them sometimes, you know. So we'll see. But just so you know, if you don't see me live starting next Wednesday on YouTube, be sure to just go over to Rumble. But I will be posting the videos afterwards on YouTube. So yeah, that's cool. So Ukraine doesn't seem to be able to fight its own battles. I think Tucker's just fine. Yeah. I heard Tucker had been on the list already. Yeah, he's been on the list for a long time. So that's one of the things that you can do. And honestly, I should do more of that. I mean, if I had any kind of, if I posted things and people reposted them, and not a whole lot of people follow me on X. So, I'll get a like or a repost once in a while, but not much. But what you do is you get it wrong, right? You get it wrong, but that gets you more views, that gets you more clicks, that gets you more retweets and all that. So if you kind of exaggerate things, that's a way to draw attention to yourself. Alex Jones is pretty good at that. And I suspect he probably knew it when he posted that. That's why you got to know the source. If you understand the source of something, then you can know how seriously to take it, right? So something to keep in mind. Doug says Elon Musk is on the list, I think. I don't know if Elon is on the list. Because I think if he were on the list, he would probably just turn off the internet for Ukraine. I think he's still allowing Ukraine to use Starlink. So I'm not sure about that one, but who knows? Yeah, Rumble, bag of money. I wish it were. I wish it were a bag of money. But it's a little something. It's a little something, and that's encouraging. Like I say, Happy Chinese New Year, Happy New Year. And this may be the little tiny thing that I need to have the channel take off. So that's why I'm excited about doing it. Let's see. Kill list is made for countering misinformation, plus 10 points for effectiveness, minus 20 points for being a kill list. Yeah, well, that's very, very true, Ox. Very true. Question the science. I am the science. Heard that one once. Yeah. Well, see, that's the scary thing, is using the legal system to kind of take out your critics. And if you have a lot of money and a lot of power, that's something that you can do, right? You can use the legal system to silence criticism. So that gets kind of scary. Doug says he won't believe anything that Katie Hobbs has to say. I wouldn't either. The Arizona, there are a lot of shenanigans there. That's all. That's what I'll say about that. Ox says, for counting paper ballots, the excuse of the U.S. being a larger country than most, there could be more voters, but you can have more counters. They're distributed by states and voting location. Yeah, that's the thing that is kind of silly. I go back to the Sweden example because I was kind of blown away when I heard about this the first time when I lived in Europe. Yeah, just each town, they will have their little thing, and then afterwards, it's in public. They will go through and they will count the votes with witnesses and then tally up, okay, from this little village, we had, 200 votes or whatever, and the Green Party got this, and the Social Democrats got this many, and then they, sent it all to the Capitol, and that's how it's done. So, you know, if you live in a village of 200 people, well, shouldn't take you that long to count the votes, should it? When you live in a big city, well, you probably have lots of different precincts, and you should be able to count all of those votes of the people that come into that precinct. They don't collect all the ballots and then take them and put them in one big pile of millions of ballots. And silly. Anyway, if he bought the matchstick, wouldn't that be commercial? Actually, it wasn't commercially available, so it wasn't something you could buy on Amazon or at the store or whatever. He had a private run done, so this is like a special order. That's kind of what it did. Doug's getting ready to play disc golf. We'll have a great game. That sounds fun. Front page news now. Yeah, front page. Front page. That's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll be able to see if the channel can grow or not. You know, but it's a brand new year, right? Chinese New Year. So out with the old, in with the new. I'm all about it. Rules are pliable. I like that. Yeah, voting and counting the votes should be simple, right? As long as there's been votes, we've been able to count them. We've just complicated it with all these machines and corporations that need to get involved. I don't think any of that is even necessary, you know. So there we go. Anyway, like I say, I'm going to keep working on the system here, and we'll get it all going. But and I'll just have to see what happens today, whether I stream tonight or not. I would like to, but I got to go deal with my car, and I got a lot to deal with today. So I'll just see how it goes. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining me. Do me a favor, hit the like button, all that good stuff, and I will be back next time. I don't have the goodbye thing, so I'll just play this little thing and we're done. Have a good one. Peace.